Good afternoon, I'm Denise Tan, and this is One News Now. Ombudsman Samuel Martirez believes corruption in the Philippines has become endemic. In yesterday's budget deliberation, Martirez expressed his concern over people's supposed lack of respect for God and themselves. He noted that corruption in the country will not be eradicated during, quote, this lifetime with these values.
Nangyayari ngayon, wala na tayong respeto sa Diyos, wala tayong respeto sa sarili natin. Ang corruption po ngayon sa Pilipinas ay nagiging endemic, nagiging parang fashion, becomes a fad. Because money becomes power. And if you have power, talagang kailangan sikat ka.
Meanwhile, Martirez also wants the Commission on Audit to refrain from releasing audit reports to the media and to the public. He said this will prevent prejudgment of government agencies whose financial reports are yet to be completed. But Center for Media Freedom and Responsibility trustee Virgel Santos does not see the point of holding off COA reports for the sake of transparency. Santos also told Radio 5 the Ombudsman's admission that corruption is here to stay only casts doubt on the government's capability to stop it.
Kung anong gagawin natin? Kung yung sistema wasak, kailangan lumabas ka sa sistema at doon ka mag-operate. Kung ikaw man civic force ka, meron kayong grupo, meron kayo'y sariling institusyon outside the official ones, doon nyo gawin.
The Education Department denies political pressure behind its directive to remove the word Marcos from subjects on dictatorship in the new Matatag program. Recently, an internal memorandum circulated on social media about the change in terminology in the grade 6 curriculum. Under the memo, instead of Diktadurang Marcos, the topic will now be called Diktadura. DepEd Bureau of Curriculum Development Director Jocelyn Andaya clarified that the directive is not final yet. She added they made the decision after several bureaus reviewed the changes. Andaya also denied allegations of historical revisionism, saying that they just focus on events rather than on personalities.
Pagka tinignan niyo po ang curriculum, kung susuriin po natin, ang pagkakalatag ng mga paksa ay hindi particular sa tao o namumuno, kung hindi sa mga pangyayaring pangkasaysayan na tutugon sa kompetensiya natin. Hindi banggitin ang Marcos, ang pangalang Ferdinand Marcos Sr. sa pagtalakay ng paksa ukol sa diktadura.
For his part, Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel slammed the decision, saying it is a slap in the face of martial law victims.
Sampal sa mukha ng mga biktima at sa kanilang mga pamilya, silang mga biktima o ang mga mahal nila sa buhay, ang mga buhay na patotoo sa lagim ng diktadurang Marcos Sr. Ang mga biktima ay binubura sa ilalim ng bagong Pilipinas ng Marcos Jr. administration.
Speaking of the Marcoses, President Bongbong Marcos is set to visit Singapore for the 10th Asian Conference tomorrow. The trip also coincides with the president's 66th birthday. According to Malacanang, Marcos Jr. will discuss various government programs aimed at improving the lives of Filipinos at the summit. He will also meet with business leaders who can help boost certain industries. After that, Marcos Jr. will once again attend the Formula 1 Grand Prix at the invitation of Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. In other news, Trade Secretary Alfredo Pascual revealed that the government may lift the price ceiling on rice in 2 weeks' time. He said that authorities will have a better idea on the availability of the staple in the next several days. The 41 and 45 peso price cap on select varieties of rice took effect on September 5. The DTI chief reiterated the fixed lower prices of rice is part of the Marcos administration's broader effort to combat hoarding, profiteering, and cartels. Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Nobel Prize laureate Maria Ressa and her company Rappler Holdings Corporation have been acquitted of tax evasion charges. The ruling by a Pasig court ended nearly 5 years of legal battle initiated during the term of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Recall that the Securities and Exchange Commission issued an order to shut down Rappler due to foreign ownership allegations. Because of this acquittal, the prosecution can no longer appeal the criminal aspect of the case. Ressa and Rappler were earlier cleared of 4 tax-related charges before the Court of Tax Appeals back in January. With the junking of the last tax case, there are now only 2 remaining cases involving Ressa and Rappler. These are Ressa's appeal on her cyber libel conviction, which is still pending in the Supreme Court, and the plea on Rappler's closure with the Court of Appeals. Moving on to another story, Meralco has launched a scholarship program for the overseas training of Filipino engineers and scientists interested in nuclear energy. Meralco Chairman Manny Pangilinan noted that this initiative will help develop local experts in case the government decides to utilize nuclear energy for the country. Under their Filipino Scholars and Interns on Nuclear Energy or FISION program, select applicants will be sent abroad for a 2-year graduate program from 2025 to 2027. Applications will open next year for graduates of engineering, physics, and related courses. Sites for scholarship include France, the United States, Korea, Japan, and Canada. Meralco highlighted that they are open to use of nuclear power but will consider its costs, safety, and contribution to national energy security.
We should engage ultra-safe, at least conduct a pre-feasibility, which would then lead to a full-blown feasibility study, which we would like to share with government and the participants of the industry itself, so that we are all educated together as a community in learning through what nuclear means.
We now give you a quick look at today's other top stories. No reprieve for motorists as oil companies implement a new round of fuel price hikes. Effective today, diesel products will be pricier by 40 centavos a liter. Both gasoline and kerosene, on the other hand, will see a price increase of 20 centavos per liter. This is the 10th straight week of price hikes for diesel and the 9th for gasoline. The Energy Department still attributes the price hikes to lower global supply. Dr. Tony Lechon has quit as the Health Department's Special Advisor for Non-Communicable Diseases for personal reasons. In his resignation letter addressed to Health Secretary Ted Herbosa, Lechon said that this is what he believes is best for him and his family. Lechon also cited last week's House hearing on the DOH budget as an eye-opener. Recall that Iloilo Representative and former Health Secretary Janet Garin had claimed that Lechon is not a public health expert. The Office of the Solicitor General is questioning former Senator Laila de Lima's acquittal from a drug case. Citing grave abuse of discretion, the OSG filed a petition on September 4 for review of the lower court's ruling. 2 of de Lima's 3 cases have been dismissed in 2021 and May of this year. On a lighter note, social media personality Mikey Bustos discovers a new ant species right in his own backyard. Bustos told the big story that he found a red and black ant with peach fuzz and spines on its back. He sent specimens to the UP Los Baños and learned that the species had not been known to exist in the Philippines. This led to the geographical scientific discovery of Meranopus bicolor, also known as the bicolored shield ant. Bustos was credited for the discovery, with the ant becoming the 555th species documented in the Philippines.
We're always discovering more, and there aren't enough ant scientists out there looking. So for sure, we must have 1,000, something even greater than 1,000 species. The Philippines happens to be an ant species diversity hub. So biodiverse, the Philippines.
One News Now will be back at 3:15 p.m. Join us again later. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.